Good evening, everyone. We're back again. This is the full-time reaction for the Arsenal 3 Dundalk 0 game in the Europa League. So we had a bit of a different lineup for today's game as well. Joined by Sean for this one. So how you doing, mate? You doing all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Enjoyed work today. Feeling a bit positive than I was yesterday when I was absolutely tired. So I ran
Yeah,
myself ragged.
you were pretty knackered, weren't you?
Yeah, so I enjoyed a good night's sleep, and I've just seen the game. So the boys putting a good performance in.
Who was your standout player? Standout sort of. Nelson played well. Willock.
I think I think they all played well. I think Eddie tried different things. You know what I mean? Eddie is starting to show me why he deserves to be in the team at the moment, because
Yeah.
Lacazette's confidence is a bit gone at the moment. So you need someone to put pressure on Lacazette to say, hey, there's this kid called Eddie Nketiah. If you don't start scoring goals, he will replace you. It's as simple as that, really.
Yeah, and what did you make to the lineup as well, and even the formation? Having Granit Xhaka in there as captain, and sort of back line of Cedric and Kolasinac and Mustafi and Granit
Well,
Xhaka and Maitland-Niles. Sort of a five.
I mean, I think it worked in a kind of way because we needed players to rest, really, because they played too many games, and for those that are not get into the team, it's a good way for them to get the fitness up and all that, like get the confidence boost going out. And it's a good victory. I mean, no disrespect to Dundalk, they kept it to a respectable scoreline, 3-0.
Yeah.
It could have been a hell of a lot more if we took
Mhm.
our chances and scored them. But they showed that they weren't afraid to cause us a few problems. And I think the formation was a bit right tonight because, like I said, we don't want to get too many of our best players injured, and make sure that they are round to go for Sunday's game, which is the big one.
Yeah, absolutely. The United games where the main game out of the two for sure, which is why you didn't see a Aubameyang or Lacazette or Saka or anyone like that today. Yeah. And what did you make to some of the performances as well? Eddie Nketiah, he got his goal. We probably could have had a couple more as well. He probably should have scored just before he actually put that one away. From I think it was pretty much about a yard out. He put that one wide of the goal, and then he was able to score just after that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Eddie is since when he first started at Arsenal, I was like, when we played Norwich and we were 1-0 down, and I remember I was listening to the radio, and
Yeah,
when Wenger put on this kid called Eddie Nketiah, I was like, who?
yeah,
Every Arsenal fan was like, who the hell is this Eddie Nketiah guy? And then 15 seconds later, he scored an absolute header on his debut, and he scored the winner as well against
yeah. He
Norwich.
got two that day. I remember my brother was at the game, and he was over a group of his mates, and he was saying this Nketiah kid looks pretty good.
So for me, it's I think it's time for Eddie to put a marker down for the first team, because I think he can be hit and miss. I mean, sometimes he can score goals, and then sometimes he can have disappointments.
Yeah. And that kind of showed today. He took his chance nicely for that first goal, but he should have scored before that. Probably could have had two or one or two after that as well. And then we scored the second goal pretty much about a minute or two after, and it was great play really, and a lovely tidy finish from Joe Willock as well, composed for a young kid.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's all about. It's just to show a bit of confidence that they will still get into the team if they're willing to put the hard work in. I mean, we didn't have to risk too many players, like I said, we didn't have to risk Aubameyang and Lacazette, and it was nice to see Pepe get a goal as well to boost his confidence up, because he's been lacking as well, and it's not been there. And did we do the right thing in spending £72 million on him and not buy Zaha and all that lot? And there's a lot of questions that need to be asked really about the Arsenal team. I mean, I'm so glad Mustafi's contract is up at the end of the summer, so he can go, and we will never hear the name of Mustafi ever again.
Yeah, and then you touched on Pepe's one there as well. That was great. It was a lovely finish, from, what was it, about 25 yards out, curled past the Dundalk keeper there. And wow, that's why you paid the 72 million for goals like that. If only you could do it on a more regular basis.
Yeah, I think Pepe's confidence is a bit gone at the moment, but hopefully he'll start firing at all cylinders soon. It's going to take time. He got used to the Premier League last season, but it's just whatever's happening. Arteta, we got to believe in Arteta. What he needs to do, we back him 100%. Is just that this performance was a lot better than the one we played against Leicester.
Oh, it was, and we needed this as well. It's confidence going forward into the next game. Like, those players have had a bit of a rest. The Aubameyangs, the Sakas, the Lacazettes, and all of that as well. I wouldn't have wished Granit Xhaka, but he looked like he played well anyway. So he did play well, and he led as well today. He took that captain's armband on and led everybody by example, as the Granit Xhaka, from before the Crystal Palace incident. Yeah. So we've got a message from Russ. Good performance from Arsenal tonight. Who was your man of the match? For me, I'd have to give it to Joe Willock. I think that was actually the official one as well. And I thought he was fantastic. He looked lively and, was playing in his favourite position, got the goal as well, took his goal lovely, really well taken. And, every time he was in that kind of attacking third, he looked dangerous.
I mean, I have to agree with you, Mike. I mean, for me, Joe Willock, the young man who's, absolutely not getting into the Arsenal first team at the moment. It's just showing how it's done. I remember when he scored I think he scored 2 against Blackpool, if I'm not mistaken, or I'm not sure about that one. But he scored.
Yeah, I know what going on about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But he has to do his bit, because if he needs to get into the team, he has to show Arteta why he has to have faith in him. And there's a couple of players I didn't see play, haven't played in the first team. I think we do need Maitland-Niles in there, because Maitland-Niles brings a whole different dimension to our game, and he offers a bit more than Bellerin does anyway, because Bellerin's not that good at crossing the damn ball, as we all know.
Even on the left-hand side as well, he gives you a lot more than Kolasinac does, yeah.
Yeah. As all Arsenal fans know, he doesn't, Bellerin's not that confident on the right wing back anyway. Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of different players, and it was nice to see the new goalkeeper in action as well. I'm glad he got his opportunity, rather than risking Leno playing him all the time and, giving him a bit of a breather. So he didn't look out of place. Yeah,
with that goalkeeper, he didn't put a foot wrong either, did he? He was quite commanding. Some of the corners, he came in and claimed them and caught them rather than flapping at them like Leno does, and was very comfortable passing it out as well, and getting the ball out quickly. So for a debut, that was really good. Yeah,
but I just think we did well and didn't risk the players that we needed to risk, really, because Sunday's the more important game, like I said.
Yeah, most definitely. And then we made a couple of subs in the second half as well, and we saw Balogun. Balogun got a couple of minutes. He got about 20 minutes. And what did you make of his performance? I thought he was quite good. He was quite direct with his running.
Yeah, I mean, Balogun's like a young prospect. I think we need a bit more time to bed him in, see where he's good at. You know what I mean? I like these youngsters that we producing, but some youngsters we've let go, and they've been big mistakes by Arsenal that we've let go. 100% of the talent that we've let go have gone on to bigger things.
Oh, for sure. And you were right. There was a game against Blackpool there when Willock got a couple of goals in the FA Cup. So there you go. You were spot on with that. And the Iwobi scored as well with the other goal. So that was a good memory and good recollection. But in terms of, we've got to look at the overall player ratings, I suppose. We might as well jump into that. And, Alex Runnison in goal, I said it there, he didn't put a foot wrong. So for a mark, he didn't pull up trees, but he wasn't too bad. So, probably a 6, something like that.
Yeah, I agree with 6, because the way that he commanded the ball, I didn't think he had much to do anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't see the whole game. I only saw the three goals that went in. That was about it. And he didn't put a foot wrong. So I think I agree with 6 on that one.
With Cedric as well, we'll go to right back. He was getting in a few good balls, a few good crosses actually, Cedric, and some of them were.
You see, this is where Cedric is a bit better than Bellerin. Is that crossing the ball? You mean Bellerin can't cross the ball? We know as Arsenal fans that Bellerin, as much as Bellerin tries, he can't cross the ball to save his life. Cedric is that little bit better at crossing the ball. And when we signed him from Southampton, I was a bit like, I don't know about if it's a good one, but it kind of does work because Cedric loves, defending, and he loves to put those crosses in, and he's a very good technician on the ball. So Arteta signed him for a reason.
What do you reckon? What would you give him?
I think I'm going to give him a 6.
I'll probably go one above and give him a 7. And then we had the back 3, which started off with Granit Xhaka, Mustafi, and Kolasinac. Who should we go with first? Mustafi, because we know how much you love him. So what did you reckon to his game? He didn't. He got subbed off, didn't he? So
yeah, I mean, I think for fitness wise, it's good for him to get back onto the pitch and get those minutes in that he's lost. He's not the best defender that Arsenal have. And he's not, he's not that great. But what I saw for tonight, I have to put a 6.
Yeah, same. I think I agree with that as well. Granit Xhaka played alongside him and captained the side. So, for me, he didn't do too much wrong. Actually, he looked quite, good with his experience. His experience kind of counted for a lot in there. In a very makeshift back 3, we have to say that. And I'd give him probably a 7, I think, for Granit Xhaka playing out of position.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Wenger put Granit Xhaka in centre-back, I was like, are you sure? I was like, Granit Xhaka plays centre-back? I was like, when does he ever play centre-back? But
it was weirder in the second half when we had El Neni at centre-back. We'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah, I agree with the marking. 7 is a very good mark to put Xhaka because he did put a foot wrong, and he certainly learned from the mistakes that he did as captain that got him stripped of the armband in the first place.
Yeah, and then we had Kolasinac as well alongside him, and there was one moment in the second half he tried to play the ball out. I can't remember who he was trying to play it to, and he just hoofed it out of play. Like it was kind of a little bit like he was trying to kick the ball to Ozil in the stand or somebody. Like it was a terrible.
The only thing Kolasinac was good at defending that was at Ozil.
Yeah. It was a terrible pass today, and I wouldn't even give him a 6. I'd probably give him a 5, just a standard.
No, I think I'll just give him a 5. He wasn't that good. He wasn't that bad. So I think in the middle would be 5.
That pass was just ridiculous. It was horrible, and I just ended up halfway out of the stadium in the end. But no, who else do we have? We have Maitland-Niles on the left back position today. Solid, always solid every time he comes in, and yet again today he came in and he looked like the Maitland-Niles that's more than comfortable at left back or at right back or even in the midfield area as well.
You see, the thing I like about Ainsley Maitland-Niles, he's a good versatile player. Every team needs a good versatile player. If our left back was injured, you remember when Tierney got injured, right? And everyone was like, "Oh no, we ain't got a left back." He went into left back and made the position his own. And he does want to play centre midfield. I get that, but if you want to make your team, if you want to make a mark in the team, if you want to play left back, that's your position. Make that your position your own.
Yeah, for sure.
Since then, he hasn't put a foot wrong, Maitland-Niles. And I'll give him credit where credit's due. He's absolutely worked his socks off to get to be the player that he is. So for tonight's performance, I think I'll just do a 7.5.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad shout. We'll give him 7.5 for that. And actually, he's shown that he can do it against some of these bigger players as well in the bigger games. The likes of Salah and Pulisic and the likes of Raheem Sterling, and towards the end of last season as well. He's shown that he's able to deal with them, and that's the kind of player that he is. He's kind of no nonsense, does the job in any game, and he literally doesn't care who he's playing against. So we had the midfield, which was El Neni and Willock and Nelson and Pepe, wasn't it? And then the one that was in midfield. No, it wasn't anyone else because it was just those four. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, El Neni's a bit of a strange one because I remember we loaned him out to Besiktas last season, and I thought, okay. And then since he's come back, he's shown something that I like of him. He has that something. He's not that good of an Arsenal player.
I'll tell you what it is with El Neni. El Neni is the kind of player that goes under the radar, but every single performance, he is composed, he's comfortable.
Yeah.
There's no nonsense. He does the job.
The game against Liverpool in the Community Shield is for example that I'm going to use. He went under. He was underperforming that day because he just kept Salah out that day. He was that brilliant, and for El Neni to show that kind of player that he is, he's kind of surprised me in a way. I don't know about you or any other.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think like going off tonight performance, I just think a standard 6 will be good for him.
Yeah, I think that's probably good enough. He did play well. Didn't put a foot wrong, and he always does. Anytime he puts on an Arsenal shirt, he puts in a performance, and never makes any stupid mistakes. Keeps it simple, and gets the ball ticking, gets it all moving. So I quite like him as a player. And then who else was alongside him? It was Willock, wasn't it? And Willock, we have to sing his praises for the goal. Yeah. He was in that attacking third as well, creating and getting the ball moving, and he looked fantastic today. I gave him man of the match already.
I think we both have given him. You see, this is the difference between Willock and the guy who's not into the team, Ozil. I know Ozil is at home playing on his PlayStation at Fortnite, but we don't want to.
I think he got told off by the club. He didn't post anything on social media tonight, so I think he's been a bit, slap on the wrist.
Yeah, I mean, I think Willock he's one of them. He can be good on his good days, and then when it goes bad, he doesn't perform that good. But I'm willing. He's only young. I'll give him a chance because I like the player. He's a very good, talented player, and we need those kind of players to push the first team. That just in case it goes wrong, there is a person there to replace you. And
Europa League games are huge for the likes of Willock and Nelson and Nketiah and Maitland-Niles and El Neni because it's a chance for them to stake a regular claim.
100%. And it gets to put pressure off the first team as well. They can relax and enjoy the show and lets them get a deeper. For me, I think if I was to mark Willock on tonight, I think he will get a 9 because he was that good. He created. He was a threat. He was like putting himself about. And we already gave him man of the match anyway, so I think he deserves a 9.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. He was fantastic tonight. Was Joe, well played, mate. And then we had Reece Nelson, who was equally up there as well. A little bit of directive running from him, a couple of opportunities at goal as well, where he was unfortunate maybe not to get a goal himself. I think he had a shot that went wide and a couple of other chances in there as well. And I think that he's not far behind. So if we're giving Willock a 9, we'll have to give Nelson, around about an 8.5, something like that.
Yeah. I would agree because I like Reece Nelson. We don't as Arsenal we don't produce enough English talent in Arsenal anyway. So just to show that Joe Willock, Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, those 3, and Nathan Niles, those 4. I don't know how many English players we got. Those 4 alone. To represent England the way they have been has been phenomenal for us because the last England representative we had was Danny Welbeck.
Yes, it was, yeah.
That's how long ago it was. And you don't see Arsenal players in England squad quite often, apart from Maitland-Niles and Bukayo Saka. I forgot about Bukayo Saka as well.
Yeah.
The absolute young talent that we have. He was, you know what I mean, last season he showed me why he was quality and, you know, burnt himself out. Bless the poor lad. But I agree with Reece Nelson gets a 8.5. I agree with the marking on Reece Nelson.
Yeah, I think he was good as well. A lot of good play from Reece today. Nketiah Pepe, another player that hasn't had many minutes, but in the last few games he's been a little bit more involved. And for that goal alone and some of his play today, I think I have to give him around about an 8 as well. Probably not quite as good as Nelson, but a little bit below. Above some of the others, and not quite as good as Nelson in that respect.
Yeah, I mean the thing with Pepe is that his confidence is a bit, not there at the minute. You can see what he's trying to do. You know what I mean? I want him to get a good run into the team because he can cause teams absolute problems if he gets onto the ball. We know what Pepe's like. We've seen it happen time in, time out. Yeah. If you feed him the ball, he will cause teams problems. He will try and make something happen. And that goal he scored was absolute
beautiful, wasn't it? Lovely,
beautiful finish. And like you said, that's the reason why we paid £72 million for him. But I agree with the marking because 8 is a strong mark for me.
Yeah, if
need be. And that would do. And that would do for his confidence. And he only played 60 minutes. I think he played.
Yeah, about 60. I think. Yeah.
So it's just him working his fitness, I think. But he is getting there.
So that was the midfield. We've covered everyone apart from Eddie and Nketiah. I think that's the only one that we've got left.
Eddie. The Ian Wright of Arsenal, as I like to call him.
It was like the Ian Wright for the goal, but for the couple of misses, it was more like the Richard Wright.
I think Eddie is lacking in a bit of confidence of goal in front of goal at the moment. Mm-hmm. But he did score, which we do, you know what I mean. But he's got to take some of the chances that he's been put in front of sometimes. You know what I mean? I think the problem with Eddie, I think he rushes it. If you know what I mean, he doesn't think that he has time on the ball. Yeah. I think that's why he's not putting the goals in because he's rushing his shots. As a marking, it's going to be difficult. I think an 8 because he did score a goal. I think 8 is a fair mark.
That's a bit high. I would have given him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7 myself.
7. Yeah. Well, 7 or 7.5. You know what I mean? So
somewhere in the middle. He was getting into the right areas. He did score a goal. He should have had a hat trick.
Like I said with Eddie, he needs to, be a bit more direct with the goals, if you know what I mean, because he can't miss chances like that and score. He scores harder ones than he scores the easy ones.
Absolutely, yeah. And then so it was a very solid performance from Arsenal. All the youngsters played a part. The subs that came on, we had. Who did we have? The first lot of subs were Dani Ceballos and Willian that came on, weren't there?
Yeah, I think when if I'm right in saying if they don't play more than like 20 minutes, you just give them a standard 5 for the subs anyway.
Yeah, I think that's Willian looked all right. He had a few moments of running at the opposition, so for that I'll probably give him a 6, I suppose. Ceballos a 5. Who else was in there that came on? Kieran Tierney. He was all right at 6. Balogun looks. I'd actually probably go as far as giving Balogun a 7 for some of the directness he had.
Yeah.
And we made one more sub, and that was who was the last sub we made? We brought on Tierney, Balogun.
I have no idea.
Tierney, Balogun, Willian, Ceballos.
Yeah.
We did definitely make the 5th sub as well. I'm sure we did.
I don't know.
Hold on a second. I'm going to have a look. I'm sure we did.
I thought we bought on the free on, did we?
5. Who was it? Hold on. Did we? No, I think maybe 4 then. Let's have a look. It was Tierney, Ceballos, Willian, and Balogun. That was it, just 4. Yeah. So we still had a sub that we could have made, but we didn't use. It was just 4. Yeah. So overall, it was a good performance from Arsenal. The real test, of course, as we were saying, is on Sunday in the game against Manchester United. There we go, Giggsy. Yeah, Reece, his feet were on fire today, pulling off Danny Ceballos moves. Yeah, some really good trickery and runs. And, we've given Joe Willock man of the match for the way that he played, but Reece wasn't far behind, I'll tell you that. So in regards to the Manchester United game, just a quick sort of run through with that as well. Obviously, they absolutely smashed the opposition last night in the Champions League. They smashed PSG as well the other week. They beat them, didn't they? And they looked a bit better in the league, actually, when they got that draw against Chelsea as well. So no, real surprise that they're coming out to play Arsenal when they're coming into form, because that's normally the way. And it's going to be a big challenge, isn't it, on the game on Sunday afternoon. And I think, we've got to try and get at United. They'll be a bit tired in the fact they've sent all of their big guns to this game and won this game convincingly last night. And most of our big guns have had a rest. So we just have to try and get them straight away. And, if we get an early goal, then we'll just sit back on the 1 and take the 1-0. Like, that'll be, that's good enough.
The thing is, our record at Old Trafford is not that great.
No,
we haven't won there. We haven't won there in, I don't know how long it's been. It's been it's been years. And the thing that is still bothering Arsenal fans to this day is that 30 games against the big six and not one game have we won.
I thought you were going to say something else. I thought you were going to say the one that bothers all the Arsenal fans at the moment is when we were battered by 8-2.
Well, that too, but the record that we have against the big six is absolutely diabolical. Mm-hmm. Absolutely shocking, and we need to do something to change that record, because it can't continue like this forever. 30 games without a away win against the big six is absolutely appalling in my book. We used to, I think the last away victory against the big six we had was against Man City, and we beat them 2-0 when Cazorla scored and Giroud scored a header.
It was Manchester. The last time we beat Man United was when Adebayor scored that.
Yeah, that was in 06. Was that in 06?
Yeah, 06, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You see, so that's a long time. Long time. And we haven't, we haven't won at Old Trafford. It still bugs me to this day. I wish we had the O2 team. They would have, that won the league there. Sorry, Man United fans, but we won the league at your place. Just like,
You won the league at Spurs' place as well. We have to get that one in there.
Yeah. That's even more sweet in there, isn't it?
It was, especially when there was all that saga around, Arsenal being told not to celebrate, and then by the end of it, all the Arsenal players getting loads of stick, and Henry's just like, no, screw this, I'm going over and I'm celebrating.
Yeah. But the thing, that's what I think we need to change first before anything else happens. I think that statistic, that away record against the big six needs to change.
Yeah. And of course, there's a good opportunity for that on Sunday. We've got a fairly tricky run of games after that as well. The next 6 or 7 games.
And we got Villa and Leeds and all that lot coming up as well.
Yeah, Wolves are in there. Spurs are in there. There's a few others as well that are not easy games. Yeah.
As long as we try and give it our 100%. I do get upset when Arsenal lose. Yeah. I'm very passionate when we lose. I did rant and rave a lot on my Facebook, quite a lot sometimes, but I've cut that down since having a kid has changed my my perspective of things, and I'm more. When Arsenal lose, I just accept it now and just move on to the next game. And sometimes
it's because it happens so frequently. We're just so used to it.
Yeah. We just don't care no more. Yeah. Everybody's like, "Did you see Arsenal lose?" I go, "Yeah, I just don't care no more. I just don't."
Yeah, it happens every week or every 2 weeks anyway. So
I can tell you a true story. Back in my college days, when Arsenal weren't winning the trophy for 9 years. Yeah. And I said to my college mates, "Look, listen, Arsenal will win a trophy again soon." And they all laughed at me, and I was like, "Do you know what? I hope one day it comes true. And then guess what? We won the FA Cup in
Yeah,
2014. I was so happy. I was like, do you know what? I wish I stopped money on that there to,
and you can speak to and get in contact with them and be like, "Yep, I told you."
yeah. But you know what I mean? Like we've had some good players over the years, and like in that time where we had to sell those players, it does make you wonder, like, why did we even sell them in the first place? Where we had good players,
when they've got a year on their contract and you kind of being forced to sell them.
Exactly.
It's the Sanchez saga, the Van Persie saga, everything like that, where all these players just want to, win stuff. If they're not going to win stuff, they'll move on.
Yeah, because we had Fabregas, good player.
Yeah.
Peled, good player.
Yeah.
I did like Nasri, but after what he did,
yeah, I know, bit of a traitor. Yeah.
But most of those players that I like, Fabregas, for instance, what a player he was, to carry that Arsenal team, and it kind of frustrated me that I understood why he left, but it kind of frustrated me a bit. And then came the Van Persie one where he stabbed Wenger in the back, sort of thing, and we don't know what. Went to Man United, and that kind of hurted a bit because Man United fans never let us forget it.
I mean, a lot as an Arsenal fan, and you saw Van Persie that season. I think it was 2012. He was in there. We had him up front and Thierry Henry back. When Thierry Henry came back and we absolutely tore them to shreds. And I think both of them scored on that day. Yeah.
I mean, because we had I think in the team we had Andre Santos as left back.
Yeah, we did.
And then we had I think Szczesny was in goal. If I remember the team, it was Szczesny in goal. I think Kieran Gibbs was left back. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe.
We had. Now you think. I think was Coquelin in there? Was Coquelin in the game? In there?
Which game? The United game.
Yeah, when we lost 8-2.
Yeah, Coquelin was in. Yeah.
Yeah, Coquelin. I think Xavi was. I think I'm not sure if
I'll get the lineup for you. Bear with me. I'll actually get the direct lineup for you from that game.
I'm just checking because I know Szczesny was.
No, we were absolutely torn apart on that day, and
I think it was Bukayo Saka in there.
No, it was with the kids at that point. I'll tell you the lineup. Here we go. This is when Rooney scored the hat trick. When the lineup was Theo was in there. Hold on.
Oh yeah, of course, because Theo scored the second goal, didn't he?
Nasri, Fabregas. They both left at that point. They'd not long left. Who else? Cole Jenkinson was in. Who else was there? Hold on, I'm trying to get the direct lineup. I've got the article on there.
I think Szczesny was in there though. He was our keeper at the time.
Yeah. I'm trying to. I will be able to find the lineup. Hold on. Teams from then and now. Hold on, here we go.
Chamberlain was Chamberlain in there?
I'm just having a look. Hold on a second. I should be able to find it. I don't know why it's so difficult to find. I know Danny Welbeck was playing for them, and Rooney scored a hat trick. Here we go. This was their side from then. Let's have a look at our side. Our side was. Who did you say the goalie was?
Szczesny.
Hold on a second. Ashley Young was in for them. Danny Welbeck. Our side was Szczesny. Yep, was in.
I think Santos was playing left
back. Jenkinson was right back. Lauren Koscielny was centre back with alongside Johan Giroud.
Yeah, Johan. That was it. Johan Giroud. I think
Armand Traore.
Armand Traore. Oh my lord.
And we had Dickey, Ramsey in midfield.
Yeah.
Shavin, as you said, Walcott and Van Persie, and the subs for us. Yeah, we had Oxlade Chamberlain came on, Shamak, and also the other sub that we made was the young lad Lansbury, Henry Lansbury.
Oh yeah, Lansbury. Yeah, the one that's at Villa now. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that team on paper was good enough to beat Man United, but we did not beat them. We absolutely got humiliated and destroyed.
Yeah. We've done better in recent games against them though. We got a draw the other year. Last year I think it was a draw, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the goal that Aubameyang scored was onside, and then they said it was offside, and everybody had to check the VAR and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was when Guendouzi was in the team, but he's not in the team anymore.
Yeah, Guendouzi, I think Torreira might have played, Socrates. There's a few of them that are in the squad then. Yeah. But no, it's a good opportunity for Thomas Partey at the weekend as well. You know, we needed to win that midfield battle. And actually, it'd be quite interesting to see him come up against Paul Pogba. That'd be a really good battle.
I think some of the rivalry's still there between us and Man United. It never died anyway. The only thing that's different now is that we're not the top two teams going for the Premier League at the moment.
We're lucky to be in the top 10 teams at the moment.
I know. But like, we've had so many stuff happen in that short period of time. It's just like, but the rivalry between us and Man United. Any Man United fan would tell you that it's still there. They still, you know what I mean. They still don't like us, and I don't really.
Yeah, no, but I was just saying, you know, we're lucky to be a top 10 team in some respects at the moment because the teams we're competing against, you know, the likes of Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham, Leicester, Everton. Who else could you put into that list? Aston Villa, even potentially now. Who else? There's other teams I'm not mentioned as well. You know, Man United will probably be in that list somewhere as well. South and West Ham. There's some teams in there that, you know, we're going to be competing with to even stay in the Europa League this season. Now, yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think that's where we need to concentrate more on, if you know what I mean. Not the Premier League, more like the Europa League, because it's the only chance we could ever realistically get into the Champions League.
And I think that's what our aim should be. On the back of winning the FA Cup and winning the Community Shield, you know, we shouldn't be that worried about the league or about top four this season. We've got to just try and go all out to win the Europa League, you know, from the latter stages. You know, when we get to quarter-finals, just in the seniors.
The Carling Cup would be nice because we haven't won that in ages as well.
No, I don't care about that competition. I really don't. If we lose 10-0 to City, I won't be bothered, mate.
No. So, don't take that because it might happen.
But no, like the Europa League for me has to be the competition we go all out for.
Exactly. I think that's the main target of the season. I'm not bothered about the league because we know we're not going to win we're nowhere near winning that league title anyway anytime soon. It's been a long time. It's been a long time anyway. But I think all the eggs have to go into the Europa League. We need to get that monkey off the back. You know, you haven't won a European Cup. You know what I mean? You don't know what it's like. You don't know what it feels like. You know, that type of thing.
Oh, we know what it feels like, but it was just from so long ago. It was back in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, 90s. I mean, if we won the UEFA Cup in 2000 and the Champions League in 2006, we could say to the likes of Liverpool and Chelsea and go, "Hey, we got a European Cup," but sadly it never happened.
But they've all got European Cups. You know, we're on there with Spurs. They got to the final and lost at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think, like I said, the Europa League is the target we should definitely 100% go for.
And what did you make to Arteta coming out? I think it was today or yesterday with that statement about Saliba as well, saying that he really wishes that he had Saliba to call on for this Europa League game.
I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because like I think Emery bought him in, didn't he? Emery bought him.
Yeah.
then he loaned him out to the club that we bought him for, because that was the deal that we did.
Yeah,
And then
in France.
it's a strange one, really, because we absolutely haven't seen, us Arsenal fans haven't seen him play yet at Arsenal. Has he been in the under-23s at the moment?
Yeah, he's been with the under-23s. He played a few other leagues as well, like
I think Arteta's made that mistake himself by saying, "Look, I made a mistake. I wish I, put him in the squad now to make him play." But I hope Saliba does get his chance at a few Arsenal games this season. If not, then because he's only a young lad. We got to remember.
No doubt we'll loan him out in January.
Yeah. He's only a young lad. You know what I mean? Like, the way that when Etienne was in that French Cup final anyway against PSG.
Yeah, and they wanted him to play.
The way they said, "Oh, by the way, you need to pay us 2.5 million for him to play in the final." No, we don't. We was going to let you play him for free, and it would have been a good experience for him to play in that French Cup final.
Yeah.
And then Etienne was like, "No, we want an extra 2.5 million." And Arsenal's like, "Yeah, you can start off, mate. You know what I mean? We're not paying for it."
Yeah. No, that's right. He made the right call as well. When we got him involved for the FA Cup, he didn't play obviously, but he was in and around in the dressing room and stuff for that. So that was good for him.
Yeah, I think if we don't play him this season, I think loaning him out in January will be the best option we have.
Yeah, I think that's right. And then we're going to wrap it up actually in a second. We've got to kind of touch on Ozil and Socrates though. The fact that they're both completely out of the squad, and some of the injuries, in fact, as well. Martinelli's not too far from coming back. That's going to be a good one when he's back.
That for me is a good plus, because Martinelli is a fantastic young player.
Yeah, he is.
When he did that goal against Chelsea, I was like, "Oh my God!"
And he gave the ball to him, and he just went, "Yeah."
See you later, mate. You ain't catching me. See you, N'Golo Kante. You ain't catching me. The thing with Ozil is, like, this is where it bugs a lot of Arsenal fans. You see, the amount of managers have told him to track back. Ozil's not the type of player to track back.
No,
he never has done. No. He never will track back. Ozil's more of a creator.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that Arsenal have lacked is a creator. He's the type of guy that can break, see a pass from there.
He unlocks defenses and he unlocks,
he unlocks teams. That's what we've been missing. That's what we're looking at the moment. I know he's 32 and he's probably on the decline, but play him an odd game or two, and he can unlock defense. I don't know about many Arsenal fans' opinions on this anyway, because Ozil's a guy we all love and hate and whatever you want to call it.
You love him or you hate him. He's like the Marmite of Arsenal.
Yeah, Marmite. And I think for me, I think that's what we're lacking. I really do. I really think that's the type of player, when the chips are down and the pressure's on, that's the type of player we need to, unlock our defense, unlock other teams' defense.
Especially sometimes as well, when you've got teams coming to park the bus and, trying to get a 0-0 draw and stuff. If you've got Ozil on there, he just adds a different dimension. When he's on form anyway, even to bring him off the bench, I don't know why. That's a bit strange why he didn't, at least get registered in the squad.
I think it's to do with. I think it's two things. Mm-hmm. It's either two things or one thing. It's like the big wage he's on, which wasn't Arteta's fault anyway, because Arteta didn't offer him 350k a week. I think it was Wenger, because Wenger was under pressure after Sanchez left to go to Man United, and he didn't want to lose. He didn't want to lose Ozil, and he just went, "Do you know what? We just give you this amount of money, just take it." Ozil went, "Okay, fair enough." And since then,
it was Ozil's agent pushed for that kind of money.
Since then, Ozil's not been our best player, but you just can't coach a guy to track back. It's not in Ozil's game. It never has been in Ozil's game. Yeah. He likes to just pick up the ball, see a pass. There you go. Feed the goat. Aubameyang is struggling because he needs someone to create him a goal.
He's struggling because he's on the left-hand side as well. He needs to be through the middle.
That's the weirdest thing. Aubameyang played on the right-hand side against Leicester.
Yeah, he did.
And I was like, why is he playing on the right when he's more effective on the left or even in the middle? It doesn't make no sense to me.
No,
you know what I mean? So like, I think we are struggling to create it in the creative midfield position. To be honest.
I think that's right as well. It's a shame that obviously he's completely out of the squad. And you can see, I think he did get told off, and that's why he didn't go onto social media tonight as well to post anything before the game, because the last few games he's been, very active on the social media the last few weeks.
And I think that Ozil posting on social media is having an impact on the team. It is, because you can see we're struggling. We're not concentrating, and it's all about Ozil this, Ozil that. The topic is Ozil's this, Ozil's that, and that's the way he the way that he paid Gunnars's salary. That is it's just when he got sacked, I was a bit disappointed by Arsenal by doing that. I was like, really? I was like,
I can understand why they've done it when there's no fans in the stadium, but it's a big loss for Arsenal to get rid of that mascot. That's a big, just a big sign really that, football clubs are very aware that there's going to be no fans in grounds for a long time to come yet.
Yeah.
So, we've Ozil there. We'll kind of wrap it up on that part, and we'll, probably wrap up the actual stream as well. We might go on for an hour. We've got another sort of 10 minutes, and if anyone's got any questions or anything like that, then stick to questions. Yeah. But we'll touch on the Man United game a little bit. In terms of, we've got to go strong, haven't we? We've got to go as strong as we can. Yes, we've got to play Gabriel. We've got to play Keane's got to start. Partey's got to start. Lacazette, Aubameyang, Pepe. They've all got to start, and we've just got to really try and attack them and go from there.
I mean, Man United is not the best team as they have been producing a couple of times, but it seems every time we go to Old Trafford, we struggle. We absolutely struggle the life, and it just bugs me that Old Trafford is the place that we can't seem to get a bloody win. It's doing my head in. We need to get that monkey off the back, and I am looking forward to seeing the game. I am looking forward to seeing Arsenal play Man United on Sunday. It's a big game. It always lives up to the big game hype anyway, because Man United and Arsenal will always be the rivals. But I don't want to be too negative towards Arsenal. I think a draw is going to be best.
Oh, I'll take a draw right now. I'd bite your hand off for a draw.
Because, like I said, our record at Old Trafford is absolutely abysmal. Mm-hmm. Absolutely shocked. We haven't, like you said, we haven't won there since 2006.
Yeah.
And that's how long ago it's been.
Mm-hmm. Giggsy's put in a comment. I don't know what that means. Do you think something is? Do you think something's what? There you go. Here we go. Let's have a little look. Do you think something is wrong with Aubameyang as he was seen taking tablets last game and the doctors were watching him on the sidelines? I picked up on this actually during the live commentary that we did of Arsenal's game against Leicester on Sunday. And, it was, I think there's something niggling at him, whether it's an illness or an injury, because he's been a little bit hit and miss, and a little bit out of form since signing that contract. So I think he's had an ongoing thing for a few weeks,
Well, he scored against Fulham.
Yeah. But that was a long time.
He scored against Fulham, it's a bit. But like I said, Aubameyang's like he's starving for that creative midfielder. That's what's up with him, really. Mm-hmm. The contract wasn't a problem with Aubameyang. The goals is not a problem with Aubameyang. Playing him on the left-hand side, the right-hand side. Not playing him on the right hand side. Don't ever play him on the right hand side. The left hand side is he's more effective on the left, but he needs Arsenal need a creative midfielder, someone that can do 10 or 15 assists every season to get the goal.
We need somebody like a Son at Spurs, somebody like that.
Yeah, something like that. Because the chemistry between Son and Harry Kane is is phenomenal. You can
Yeah.
tell they can read each other's game and go right. He's going to score that goal this week, and I'm going to assist him, and then he's going to vice versa.
Yeah.
We need that. We need like a Coutinho type of player. That's the type of player we need.
Mm.
And if you feed Aubameyang the ball, 9 times out of 10, he will put that ball in the back of the net.
And every other club seems to have it apart from us as well. Chelsea have it with Havertz, Man City have it with Sterling, Liverpool have it with Salah or Mane, Chelsea have it with Pulisic as well as Havertz as well, another option for them. Man United have it with Bruno Fernandes or Rashford or somebody like that. Everton have it with Richarlison. Leicester have it with James Maddison and guys like that. And for Arsenal, who have we got? Nobody really.
Yeah. I mean, the only person that we probably lead is probably the one that's playing on the PlayStation.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? We need that.
Mm-hmm. It does seem that way in a lot of the games that I've watched. Even that Leicester game, we were so dominant in the first half, and we just had to find a through ball, and then we've got Aubameyang away, and he scored. Yes, we were a bit unfortunate maybe with Lacazette's goal in the first half.
Yeah, when I saw that goal, I thought there was nothing wrong with it because Schmeichel went that way and the goal went that way, and Xhaka wasn't in front of the goalkeeper anyway. He wasn't feeding him anyway.
It was obstruction. The referee was looking at two things, but yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't see anything wrong with the goal anyway. But it is what it is. We should have taken our chances. We should have scored. We should have killed the game, and we didn't.
We should have been 3-0 up.
Yeah. I mean, Brendan Rodgers' game plan worked to a T. Keep it 0-0, turn it on, get Vardy on, and he scored the winner.
Get the two subs on under, a sub as well, getting an assist to Vardy, who has also come on. That's perfect from a Leicester perspective. I said it last weekend on a stream that I was on. If you're Brendan Rodgers, you're so delighted and so happy that the players have gone out there and done a job defensively in the first half and for 70 minutes, whatever it was, and then he gets those two subs on and they both have an impact straight away.
Exactly. And we know Vardy's record against us is phenomenal anyway. He scores like every time against us anyway. So for that to, you know what I mean, it's like, you know what I mean, we should be killing teams off like Leicester off anyway. Leicester didn't win. Leicester haven't won at Arsenal for 43 years or something like that.
1976. Yeah.
1976. Yeah. So, but it just frustrated the life out of me to go to watch the game itself. To have the chances we had and not put them in. If you're not going to take your chances, 9 times out of 10, you lose the game.
Yeah, easily, yeah. And you've got to look at that Leicester, and you've got to say they were fantastic. They've literally come and done a job on us, and that's a perfect away performance. But we should be, a few goals up at half time there, and just kind of focusing on, not even today's game, but next week.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to give another sort of 6 minutes or so of the stream. So if anyone's got any last minute questions on, either the United game, the Leicester game, or today's game, then let us know via the comments there. But yeah, just we've touched on the Europa League being the main priority for the season. But do you reckon we could break into the top 4 amongst that as well? Whilst we are competing with some big teams, some good teams.
I mean, to be honest, as an Arsenal fan, I don't think breaking in the top 4 is what we need at the moment. Mm-hmm. I think if we get into the Champions League, then go build it from there. Then we can start building, because it's like a process. Mm-hmm. We were 10th last season, and then we finished sort of 8th and won the FA Cup anyway. To get into
the word process, mate, and it's been kind of thrown around a bit too willy-nilly at the moment for me. Yes, Arteta's a young manager, but there's certain things he's not learning from me, and there's certain things certain mistakes he does keep making.
I mean, it is. We just got to take it and just go. You know what? It is what it is. I mean, he's done better than Emery. At least you understand what he's saying. Like good evening and I tried to play Ozil and all that lot, and it didn't work out and stuff like that. And You know what I mean? I think we missed out on before Arteta was going to get appointed. I think I would have liked Ancelotti to be the manager of Arsenal.
I would have loved. There's so many names I would have loved: Ancelotti, Simeone, Allegri. No, not Pochettino. No, he can rot in hell, mate. But anyone but him. But actually, fair play to Pochettino because he did well for Spurs. So actually, he might have been a half decent shout for some people, but not for me. I wouldn't have him because he's a Spurs.
Probably Benitez and all that lot and stuff like that.
Yeah, any of those lot. But yeah, like those three names that I mentioned, Allegri, Simeone, Ancelotti, any of those three would have been my number one over Miguel.
I think that's what we need. You know what I mean? Like, no disrespect to Arteta, he's only just a novice at the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We just need that. You know what I mean? We need a top European coach to go, right, this is how it's going to work. If you don't like it,
Mourinho would have been another one in that list.
No.
Yes,
Mourinho, no.
He's a winner. No. He's a born winner. He wins things.
I mean, I get that bit, but Mourinho is one of them ego statistic maniacs that just doesn't like any player that if he upsets them, he doesn't really care.
Nor does Arteta. Look what he's done with Ozil, Socrates, Torreira, Guendouzi. He's the same kind of thing. I would absolutely have loved Mourinho to come to Arsenal.
I don't think many Arsenal fans would agree with that one. Mourinho is a born winner, but the last few years, I think he's not that good no more. I don't think he is.
I don't know though, because look what he's got with Spurs. Like this Spurs side, the last few seasons weren't very good, and now he's got Son firing, he's got Kane firing, he's got Bale back in there, he's got Vinicius Junior, he's got Matt Doherty. He's got some good players at Spurs now, and Spurs are looking a threat.
Don't say threat. Don't tell me what you're thinking. Don't say it to me. Don't say that.
They're looking not even just a top 4 threat, they're looking a title threat.
No. Don't do that. Don't say that to me.
So what, you don't agree?
You know something, right? If they do it, we will never hear the end of it. No. I'll shut my social media down right now if they did it. I would not be seen for weeks or months or years.
Yeah. But they are. They're looking a title threat under Mourinho. Them, Liverpool, Chelsea to a degree as well, Everton. There's some teams in there that are going to go and, really be a big threat. And the season is wide open. It's literally open for anyone to finish anywhere at the moment.
Yeah, true.
It'd be nice if United were near the bottom come the end of it, though, because it's just not always nice to laugh at them.
I mean, that's another thing with Man United as well. They just, every transfer window, they just throw money at it to try and to get back to where it's not that it doesn't work sometimes. You know what I mean? It doesn't work.
Pretty shrewd business in the last window, though, with Cavani and Tellez, and they're good buys.
Yeah, they are good buys, but I'm on about like they spent like 500 million on a couple of players, and it hasn't turned out to be that good or anything like that.
It hasn't with Arsenal. Nicolas Pepe, everyone's expected him to be fantastic. So
72 million,
Thomas Partey, he's played 3 games for Arsenal, and yes, he's been good in those games, but you never know. You've got to judge him over seasons, not 3 or 4 games. So we're going to wrap it up now. We've got about 1 minute left until the hour mark. So thank you to everyone that's listened into this as well. It was going to be like a quick little run through, and then we've done an hour sort of stream podcast in the end. So big thank you, Sean, for coming on as well. It was always good to get your opinions in regards to Arsenal and all of the games, that we've got. The last game against Leicester, the Europa League game, and the game against United as well there. And we'll hopefully, be able to get a positive result against them come Sunday as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the United game as much as I can be. I'm a little bit nervous, as I said earlier, because we never do great against United. And records are there to be broken. Leicester come to the Emirates and have broken a record there from 1976. It's our turn to go and break the record of not beating Man U away since 2006. So, we'll get it up at the weekend. We'll go to Old Trafford. We'll get the 3 points in the bag, and then we'll kick on and we'll move from there. So, yeah, thanks for joining, mate, and always a pleasure.
Good night and God bless.
Cheers. Love the Arsenal.